de caramelito, Mario Kart. Entonces tú vas así jugando y después tú haces waypoints y te fuiste. Son 300 waypoints en el día. Pues.
Y cuando la gente se te pierde y les ves.
Ese es el problema, que ellos van rapidísimos, son unas balas, pero los ves.
Tell us all about this.
It's too cold. It's cute.
L. That seat just doesn't look female friendly.
For anybody friendly.
Can I ask you something? Do you do like any other training besides being on the motorcycle? Do you go to the gym? Because it takes a toll on your body.
For sure.
I've ridden for over 22 years. So my muscles are used to the demand. Plus, yes.
Plus he's skinny, he's not
You know, finishing a race like this, it's about the accumulation of many factors organized properly. So yes, one of the factors was training in a gym with a personal trainer 4 times a week, and 1 time a week with a motorbike. Not to forget the techniques and the momentum. Though this bike, yeah, this is a KTM rally replica bike. It comes directly from Austria. It's designed this way in the factory. It's not adapted by me nor anyone else. So it's designed for rally off-road, rally raid. Desert racing that gives the rider many jobs, actually. Each stage in the Dakar has 300 or more waypoints. A waypoint is is the tool for the organization to keep track of the riders and to chronometer. How do you say chronometer?
Time.
To time. Yeah, to time all the riders. So the game of the Dakar Rally is to open to unblock the waypoints as soon as possible. If you don't unblock a waypoint, then you get more time on the final of the stage.
You get a penalty.
You get penalized.
Yeah. And it's about waypoint finding. So a Rally Dakar, it's not won by the fastest rider. It always happens that the fastest rider always has
Dígalo en español.
problems along the race. So it's about being smart and to find the waypoints as soon as possible. To do that, you have this system over here that consists of, most importantly, the road book. There are the instructions for you as a competitor to follow and to discover the route of the Dakar and rally race. That is actually the fun of it. For you to discover the routes along the desert and to have fun unblocking the waypoints. Because if you unblock a waypoint, you have fun because you know you are doing things right and you are going fast and that you are reaching the camp. So you have instructions here, and maybe I have.
The road book is a secret.
Yeah, the organization gives you the road book each morning of the stage.
In the morning.
They are going to give you the morning now.
So it's a roll, isn't it? It's like
It's
a
like a
scrolling
It's
paper.
like it's a scrolling paper.
So do you actually look at it all before you race, or you just do it on the
You
race?
look at it all, you work it a bit.
So you unroll it.
Yeah, you unroll it, you work a bit, you study the
You get
route.
it the day before.
You study the route the day before. You install it with your own language of colors. You do marks and things.
The mark is your code.
It's my language.
Okay.
So a color that means danger to you is the color that you use to put the dangers. So if you're going 130 kilometers an hour, you need to see a color of the danger, not the danger sign. But the color gives you more easy access to your brain to take decisions very fast.
So, sorry, just the mechanics of this. So when you're riding, you every few minutes you're turning it on, or is it an automatic?
This is an automatic.
So it's attached to a GPS. It's always turning.
The paper, the rolling pin that you control it with this.
I see. So it rolls.
It rolls as whatever you want.
Yeah, scrolls forwards and backwards.
Yeah, and also you can control the kilometers of the stage. So like, if you get lost and you come back to synchronize with the road book, you need to back forward the kilometers that you.
Or you can just crank it back to a point.
Yes. Wow. So it's always about synchronizing where you are and what.
So you need to use your hands to fix that or not?
Yes, but it's automatic.
It's just a button.
It's running. It's normally running, but you have to check that it's not going faster than you. Something like that.
It's normally running, yeah.
It's running as you run.
It's running a bit as you run, yeah. But you can control it back and forward.
Can you use GPS? You can't use GPS.
No GPS allowed.
So what modifications were made for you? Was anything changed for you, the height or the whatever, to change? Can you modify it for you as a person?
Yeah,
we're all different heights.
for the weight.
The weight.
For weight. And that was it.
No hiciste un fitting de tu moto, o sea, no lo hiciste a tu tamaño, a tu medida. Para que estés cómodo, digamos que el volante.
It's actually my height.
Yeah.
It's not a problem because I'm kind of like a pro.
You do that so quick.
So
Sorry, excuse me.
it's very easy for me to.
It's your size.
It's my size.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. I'm in honor here because I've seen this race. This is a tough race. I'm actually in honor. It's very tough.
Well, and that's.
I've met 2 Dakar races in 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I consider a so for me as a rider, as a good rider, as a good competitor, I can even drive. I don't just ride. I can even drive UTVs and even cars. But I think that the most difficult activity for you to accomplish, to be able to go race Dakar, is to fund your participation. Yeah. So it's even harder to fund automobiles participations. So bike participation, it's easier. It involves greater risks, but it's easier to go and to race.
How much does it cost? I mean, if I wanted to take my bike and enter into it and maintain it the whole way, how much does it cost? Like entrance fees and everything else.
A new bike?
No. If I already have my bike,
like this one.
Yeah, and I wanted to enter.
Participate.
Well, you have in the budget. There's always considering the registration fee. It's like from 16,000 euros to 50. It depends on the so 50 for the
Big trucks.
yeah.
I think $.
So motorcycle is 16.
Yeah.
Euros.
Euros.
How many motorcycles total raced this last year? How many ¿Cuántas motos en total corrieron?
So there were like 150 motorbikes that half of them finished. So 70 finished the race, and I placed 42nd.
But every year is the same quantity of motorcycle bikers?
Approximately, yes.
Or are you increasing?
No, approximately 150 motorbikes.
Did you ever?
So
We parked at a canyon near San Juan de Marcona for 2 days watching going through this canyon. It was on your film. And some of the riders were running out of fuel and they were coming up to us asking for petrol. So, I mean, but my truck's diesel, so it was no good for them. And I think they might have been lost and they'd done far more kilometers than they thought they were going to do and ended up in a real state and they were begging for fuel, but we were diesel, so we didn't have anything for
No,
them.
we did get one. We had a petrol for the motorbike. We
Yeah,
had one
so
thing.
did you ever, start worrying about fuel and thinking I'm not even going to finish because I've gone too far?
not for fuel, but for time. Yes, I did. When we started the project for finishing the Dakar, we weren't even classified for Rally Dakar, so we needed to apply for classification. So we needed to gain experience in Argentina and also in Peru. So we raced 2 Dakar series and Dakar. So when we started the project, we saw 18 days of rally race. Not only 10 Dakar, no, it was 18 because I needed to finish Desafío Ruta 40, finish Desafío Inca, and finish Dakar. And
The first 2 races were to just qualify for the Dakar.
yeah.
Do you have an auxiliary gas tank on that?
So sorry?
An auxiliary gas tank. Tiene un segundo tanque de gasolina.
It's got three tanks. That
What's your range? How many kilometers?
400 kilometers.
Of
but-
those 3 tanks? Of those 3 tanks?
Yeah. So the main concern on these participations are time. It's time. So time is something that you need to be looking at every time. Every day, time is very important. So you don't waste time. You don't waste time, and you defeat time.
Did the bike have any, was it reliable or did you have any mechanical big issues on the way?
Yeah, a few issues I had over the 18 days. In 2 days, two days of the 18, I did have issues. One electrical, not on this bike, another bike, on a rented one, but on this bike I had a fuel injector here. So this broke, so I needed to do some fixes. Not hard, really. The motorbike is really easy to make it go.
Did you fix it yourself or you had a mechanic?
In the camp, I did have a mechanic.
Your own?
My mechanic, yeah. But I want someday to go to the Dakar and race without the mechanic, and that's the real challenge.
Are there people that don't?
Yeah, people that goes and does the job as the rider and as the mechanic.
But they don't get 8 hours sleep.
You don't get 8 hours sleep. You get 4. No, 4, 6.
That's not a separate category. You still the same category, right? With or without mechanic. Doesn't help you to not have
Well,
mechanic.
it's the same category, but they take a better role in their marketing for the Dakar. So the cameras are always on them, like the original,
Okay.
the without assistance. You are the real heroes of the race because you do all the jobs.
I think so.
So it's bragging rights. That's what you're getting. Bragging rights.
May I do some comments? Okay,
Yeah.
my son
Yeah,
also raced the Dakar
Yeah.
twice.
great
He
mechanic.
couldn't finish in both of them. I'm sorry to take your time, but
No,
I mean,
great
it's
mechanic.
nice to see the difference. Okay, he was running as a co-pilot.
Yeah.
Okay, on a car. But what's here? They run low budget, and he was running with a Peruvian driver, and they do everything themselves.
It's fantastic.
We were talking about sleeping 8 hours a day. A day.
He got 8 hours
Can you
in the
imagine
race.
that? Well, she used to go both times 10 days before the start of the Dakar to assemble the car, to finish assembly and preparing the car. If in those 10 days he slept 8 hours, maybe that's too much. And that was before beginning.
I know.
Okay? And it was so hard. Because we were following him with a computer, by internet. We knew where he was. And it was 3 in the morning. I woke up and I said, okay, let's see what happens. Where is he? Oh my God, 0 kilometers per hour. They are stopped where? Just 100 kilometers away from the road. You know it. Okay? So they didn't sleep.
No.
At all. For six. And they finished, in the second one, they finished six stages. And luckily they had an accident and my son had a back problem, but he's okay.
Y cabe
Anyways,
recalcar.
The enemy.
anyways, it's amazing. I have to congratulate you. Because it's so hard.
It is.
It is, and your son's category is the hardest. It's one of the hardest. You see autos, cars, man, and motorbikes. They have more risks, but it's easier to go and conclude with less budget.
You can finish the race with less money.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But it's harder on the body. It's harder on your body in a motorcycle.
I don't know. I think when you see those cars and trucks, I think it's every category is hard on the body. It's really hard. The truck,
Well, no comfort, but
they go from high speed to 0 to high speed again in 2 seconds. And they hit something.
you'd say
and they're off again.
cars are just as hard as the motorcycle rider?
I would think so.
No, I think the motorbike is the hardest.
Yeah.
Because you're getting...
But physically hardest.
Yeah, physically
I think so.
harder.
Yeah, it's mental.
And you've got the sand and you've got everything.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I think
it's
so.
they're all hard.
Economically, you know, the trucks
Yeah.
spend on millions of.
But
Oh, they're all Russian. They have money.
The hard part of a car is to take it out of the sand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and
We're not-
that's the job of the co-pilot.
Yeah.
Okay? Or to fix something. That's the really.
But even the buggies, you know, because they're open, a lot of those, so they're in the sand and they're lower down as well. So I think each one's got difficulties, you know, but...
Yeah.
But what I don't understand, I have photographs, I was showing some yesterday, is when a motorcyclist is behind a car and we can't even see the motorcyclist. How do you see the dirt that's being thrown up from this car in front? How do you see where you're going?
Yeah, but you can't...
Well, in the Dakar we raced in deserts and open spaces.
But sometimes the dust is so much, I think you can't see more than 2 meters.
No. As a racer, you need to see the other vehicle, you know, with enough distance, and see where the wind. You need to see the wind where it's hitting.
It's blowing.
Where it's blowing. Yeah, that's it. And the dirt's bad, and you just take the path. It's that you don't need to follow the vehicle, just right on that. You can take on the path and just around him.
I know, but just at that point when you're approaching to get ready,
What's happening?
your visibility, how far you can see it, to me looks like none. Which is a scary moment at high speed.
One stage we had a storm of
Sandstorm.
sand.
Yeah, we were in it. We were in it.
You were in the sandstorm.
Yeah, we were in the canyon in the sandstorm, and I couldn't see this far.
Yeah, but it's really sandy, you've obviously got a helmet and a visor. Can you see your road book and the
Well, we use booths to cover our faces, and plus the goggles, you know.
Yeah.
But what if the goggle gets total sand and you go like this, you scratch the goggle, so how do you clean it? I mean,
I clean it with a piece in the helmet here, you know, here. I have pieces of cleaning paper.
Cleaning paper.
Yeah,
You're
that's
not,
trick.
you're not scratching
I learned.
the goggles with that? The sand.
Every stage I start with
Fresh new pair?
with cover.
Rip-offs, right?
No fresh new.
Oh.
No, but with tear-offs.
Tear off. How many layers?
Like 3 or 4. And then after it runs out, I just clean it up.
Sometimes
And yeah, I scratch.
You
I
do
scratch
scratch,
the thing.
in the middle of the race, sometimes you feel that you can do nothing and say, okay, no more, it's finished for me. How do you fight with your brain, with your mind, when you decide no more, I don't want more?
One of the 18 days I experienced that. It was in Argentina. Yeah, I did.
The wall.
Why?
What do you do?
Yes.
It's you motivate. I did motivated with my grandmother, which no longer lives.
So you get extra strength from someone.
But yes, you need to be a rider, because if you are not a rider, and I suffered that being a rider, imagine without the rider abilities, you die there.
Yeah. But I think also it takes so much to be there, especially your first time,
Yeah.
and it costs so much that sometimes you just keep on going.
This would motivate you, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, there was no space for surrender. No space. Not even space for pressing the red emergency button of the Dakar.
Do you
No. That button doesn't exist, man.
Do you have any, when you're in the race, do you have any communication with your team, or are
With the
you on your
organization.
own?
No. Only with the organization.
The organization.
Through a device. If you're hurt, you press a red button and
Right.
a helicopter comes pick you up right away.
Okay.
If you want to communicate something, you have a button.
When you press the button, you speak with them, or
Yeah, you can speak with them.
with the other cars you can.
In the cars, yeah,
Yes.
and here you can also, if they want to speak with you, they called you and you hear an alarm.
That's it.
But I did cheat a little bit because
Oh, I got you on camera.
I took with me a Garmin GPS. You see, that had real life tracking. That my father was in the road, seeing everything about me. Because you see, it was our first time, and we need to do that.
Was it kind of like a spot device?
Yeah, it's not to
Reach.
yeah, in reach.
Okay.
Yeah, my son did the same.
Yeah, so.
But cheater? That's not a cheat. I mean,
It
you're not,
is because the organization doesn't allow you to do even that.
Really? But you're not navigating.
No, it's not allowed. Because I can send live location, live coordinates,
Text messages.
and text messages, and they come, and I can ask for help, and I can even ask for a new motor. I can ask for a motor and a mechanic. Come help. 6 hours later, I'm lying down. They come, they fix, and I go.
But the red button means game over.
Game over.
So what about the waypoints?
Yeah.
Does the organization ever make a mistake on the waypoints that you gotta call them up and say, hey, you guys made a mistake?
Dakar no, and they don't recognize mistakes. but yeah, organizations in Chile and Argentina have had mistakes, and they have recognized the mistakes, and with the road book and the waypoints there, like the road book doesn't
coincide.
So what do you do in a situation like that?
You miss the waypoint.
Yeah.
You have to skip the
And you
waypoint.
got penalized anyway?
I did it.
I guess you hope everybody else misses the waypoint too, and then you're all even.
You know what else I did? I got a fine. The organization puts fines on you if you speed on the road. So you can go on the road no more than 100, no more than 100 and 120 kilometers an hour. 100. So
The speed limit.
Speed limit. So, man,
Plus a little bit.
there were each stage was like over 900. One of them was over 900 kilometers one day. 400 off road, 600
On road.
on road. I was like, I'm bored, man. I'm gonna use headphones. Earphones with music. Okay, back my music. I was having fun with my music, right? Suddenly, I was fined for speeding.
Oh, okay.
Because as soon as you reach the speed limit, the organization
Knows it from your.
Yeah,
your
The tracker.
They have designs of audio. They put sounds, beep, 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 and I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay, got it.
So you do have the buzzer that tells you that you're
Speed.
So you can slow
almost
down.
to speed.
Yeah, all the time.
But if it says yellow, no warning.
All the time.
I have that. It's called Pat.
Yeah, 20 kilometers,
I
30
don't have a
kilometers
buzzer,
an
I
hour.
have a black thing here, and
Town.
black.
So
Stop.
the hardest sections were always the on road at night. Oh my God,
Why? Because of the boredom?
you were very tired and you were asleep.
Okay.
I always wonder about the spectators. How do you not hit the spectators or the big truck, like smash into them, or the big trucks?
Yeah, the big trucks had some trouble with the spectators.
Yeah, one hit.
Yeah, one got
in our section.
disqualified.
Yeah, you did one.
Immediate disqualification.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
Did you feel alone?
Huh?
Alone? Did you feel alone?
In the route?
Yeah. O sea, estar solo como...
You don't feel well. Not really. No, you don't. I didn't feel alone because I knew where I was going and what I was doing. No, I used, for riding, the plugs, the earplugs, are very important for you to keep focus, and also for the sound not to penetrate you.
Yeah, you got to go deaf with the whole day long.
Well, one time I forgot the earplugs. I arrived at the camp with I couldn't even hear nothing.
And that increases your fatigue also.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel pressure for the country, for the people, for the public, for everything that you create around the expectations that create in Ecuador. You feel that you have you have to do something. Yeah, you have pressure about it, or you
I am.
you don't
Very-
do nothing
I
and
have-
ride.
I have a lot of pressure right now because a year ago we finished Dakar. Almost a year ago. It's gonna be a year. We finished Dakar and everything changed for us and the off-road motorcycle market.
What changed?
The beliefs that the Ecuadorians are capable of going and finish. That it's actually accomplishable. So,
So now they want you to win it.
no, they want me to go back. So, no, not to win it. If somebody thinks I can win, it doesn't know much.
You win already.
It doesn't know.
You are a winner, right?
You're a win if you go there and sell a story, which I'm working on. So the story that we sold last year, or this year, last Dakar, was the first Ecuadorian to go and to finish Rally Dakar on a motorcycle. And we did. People knows that we are the only ones that went to finish. And it's about the story. It's about what, for the amateurs, it's about the story.
Your name is in history now.
Yes, it
In
is.
history. No one can take that away.
No one can take that
So,
away.
absolutely.
Do you feel when you race here in a rally or whatever? Do you feel that you have to win? Well, normally you want to win if you race, whatever you race.
Well,
But do you feel that
I've always felt that I have to win, so that didn't change.
You've got that mentality.
Yes.
But the expectation of your sponsors, like golf.
No, my
they
sponsors,
they don't expect.
you know, no, they don't expect more than what happened during Dakar. During Dakar and came back and only for Gulf, I actually respond to everything. But the other ones are pretty much clowns. So. No, really, like Pirelli, it's clown. Like clown in the way that it didn't support a tiny fraction of what our project meant.
I wanted to ask you like a sort of ethical question. What happens if you find another competitor on an accident, and you find him hurt on the corner.
It occurs, normally happens on mass starts. There are two stages in which there are mass starts of many vehicles starting at the same time. So what happens is that one vehicle follows the other one, and they start to race each other. So